My name is Trunetta Atwater, and I'm a photographer here in Jackson, Tennessee. I own Trunetta Atwater Photography, where I specialize in boudoir and lifestyle photography for women of color. Before I was a business owner, I worked in banking. My goal when I went to college was to own a bank, and I wanted to start from the bottom and work my way up to the top. And I would find myself in spaces in that industry where I didn't quite understand what was going on, but I was really, really eager to learn. And I'd look for people to take me under their wing, naturally wanting mentors. And I had a few here and there, but it didn't happen like I thought it would happen or like I thought I saw it happening with other people. And I'm just like, what makes me different? Because I'm just as smart, I'm just as eager to learn. I've got the education, I've got the drive. What's the issue? So when I started on the journey of wanting to expand in my career and my growth and take my education and my experience, I hit a roadblock. And I couldn't get an interview to save my life. So I went back to school to get my master's. I was like, maybe I can get my master's degree and that will help, and I can, help make that better. And the roadblock was still there. And I'm just like, is there not enough job opportunities? Like, what is really going on? Like, I felt like I was an asset to whoever's table was open for me, but the door never opened. So entrepreneurship was kind of forced because I knew I didn't want to stay in a position that I couldn't grow, I couldn't be better, and I couldn't use my gifts and my talents in the way that I thought that they should be used. So it's just very difficult as a Black woman. And after doing research over the years, I realized that one reason why I might not have gotten a call back is because my name is Trunetta. Studies show that women of color with ethnic names don't get callbacks for interviews. And so I've done everything, or did everything at the time, to conform, to play the part, to look the part, to get the professional counseling and coaching that I needed to land an interview, or even networking and making connections, but I just wasn't good enough for some reason. And there was one point in time where I told myself, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna change my name on my resume and see what happens, because I did everything else. And I thought about it for a couple of days and I was like, you know what, I'm not doing that. Because if I do that, that changes everything about who I am. I've changed everything else, and if I change my name just to be seen, then I'm no longer myself. So I took entrepreneurship as an opportunity to make the life that I want. It has not been an easy journey. Entrepreneurship has its challenges within itself, but it's been very rewarding because now I can develop a business around my family. I can develop a business or I have developed a business that has meaning and a mission that means something to my community. And I don't take that for granted. I'm very proud because even in business, most businesses don't survive over a year. And I've been in business for almost 10 years. And that makes me happy. And that lets me know that my voice is being heard, my work has value, and my clients that I serve truly enjoy the memories that I preserve for them. Discrimination is a real thing. Most of my friends and all of my family are people of color. And I went to college with some amazing people. I've met amazing people through just my line of work who are educated and smart, talented, And over the years, I realized there's the same story. I'm working this position, I'm not happy. Most women who come to me for boudoir sessions because they've reached that level of life where they've done everything right, but the doors aren't opening in some form or fashion. It's because of discrimination. And they'll say, you know what, True, I'm tired of conforming. I'm tired of dumbing myself down, and I just want to be great. And I want to be great for whoever or whatever it is that I'm doing. But people don't take us serious, you know. So women, because that's who I work with most, Black women, are just wanting someone to take us serious. I was just talking about my hair. I have locks in my hair, and there's a few states that have made laws saying that employers can't discriminate because a person has dreadlocks in their hair. You know, and I just think that's weird. The very thing that grows out of my head is determining whether or not I can get a job, or how smart I am, or how talented I am. If you Google unkept hair or unprofessional hair, you're more than likely to see a Black woman. And you know, so that puts us into a whole other realm of doing things to alter us in order to be a part of something. You know, we're forced to use chemicals that are, you know, that could cause cancer, and can take our natural hair out, or to wear extensions, you know, just so that we can have straight hair. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. You know, so there's so many different ways where Black business women and Black men too are discriminated against that we don't talk enough about. And I think that we should start sharing those stories to share how there is an impact in our communities and how it impacts our families. And once we share those stories and everybody starts to hear them, then I think the narrative will change. And people don't have to be afraid of my hair, like, or, you know, or judge it to a point to where they think that I'm not professional because this is what it looks like, you know. I think they're detrimental to the success of the entire community is because it keeps us inside of a box. It doesn't give us opportunity to grow and to expand. One thing that we're looking at with the Equity Project here in Jackson is trying to figure out why East Jackson is still a divide from the rest of the community. And I think that we need to start looking at the importance of providing resources for every community in our town, not just North Jackson or West Jackson or South Jackson, but East Jackson too. And figuring out how that divide can become some sort of unity, of support, and not just support, but just a way of life. You know, one thing I would say that white people don't have to worry about is the support in their businesses and the support in their jobs, because they own the majority of that, you know. And on this other side of it, like, I know so many professionals and so many business owners who want that same kind of support. Like, it shouldn't be a question to say, hey, this person offers amazing service, let me go and see them here, or they have an amazing talent and a great business, let me shop over here, you know. And we need to figure out how to make that normal, because it's not. It's almost like pulling teeth to make it happen, you know. And it shouldn't take me knowing you or someone else. Like, it should just be a way of life. I became obsessed with doing research on figuring out why Black men end up in this system and they never get out. And the way I was raised, you know, I used to be judgy. I used to judge when somebody in my family would go to jail. And every Christmas, we would always hope that everybody would be home for Thanksgiving and Christmas, for the holidays. And as an adult, every year that has not happened. Somebody has been in jail. So the criminal justice system alone is very tricky, it's sticky. You know, and in my brother's case, for less than 2 grams of intent to deliver and sell methamphetamines, less than 2 grams. I think that's a street value of like $200. He's serving 26 years. And this wasn't the first incident. But when I sat down and I talked to him and I'm like, you know, why did you make this choice? And he was like, I didn't have any other choice. He was like, one, I need a job to take care of myself. If I'm a felon, I can't get a job. So I turned to this because the streets only they're the only people that gave me an opportunity. And I'm trying to figure it out without this happening. And it happened. So you find yourself stuck in the middle of addiction, drug use, or selling drugs. So I started on this journey of figuring out what I could do myself in my own community, putting people together. And someone invited me to the Equity Project. And they was like, True, I see what you're doing. I think you'll be great here. So I sat in on a couple of meetings and I was like, you know what? They get it. I want to be a part of this group. And I ultimately decided to move forward with the Equity Project because I knew I had a voice. And I knew that I was finally sitting at the table with people who understood my struggles, and they were willing to be allies in trying to figure out how to make that better for Black and minority communities. And not only making it better, but to shed light to everyone else about the issues that's happening, hoping to change the mindsets of everyone so that we can kind of get on one accord. And I love the Equity Project because everyone that I've come in contact with truly has a heart for change. And I see that happening. And I think the more and more of us that come together, even if we disagree on something, that's fine, but we've got to learn how to communicate. And I think once that communication becomes healthy, then that's when we'll start seeing the change that we're hoping for.